to first pick it.
Remember, Ackerman has played Rumble twice already.
Yeah.
We'll see if this is a ban, whether Samsung Blue feel it's worthy of a ban, more importantly. The Alisson Zilean being banned out there. Zilean, we've already seen it. Every game I think it's played in has won so far. I think he's got a 100% win rate, maybe, especially in Singapore so far. Bans coming through. Rise taken away from Acorn. Acorn was incredible on that one.
And Dade as well.
Tell a lie, it was a save that was incredible on that one.
Rise again, I mean, this is mainly a ban against Dade, who is a fantastic Rise player. Acorn, I don't actually recall seeing him play Rise top lane. Nami ban, even though Hard played it twice. This is going to be a Thresh first pick for Samsung Blue. You ban out the second support for more then? Is that what we're looking at here? I mean, Lee Sin is already banned, could have been a first pick. Zilean is banned by Samsung Blue. If Maokai is left open here by LMQ, again, they might bait Samsung Blue into first pick it and then take Rumble into it. But with this Nami ban, I'm probably looking at Thresh first pick from Samsung Blue.
Absolutely. Playmaking to come in from Hart. Shot caller for Samsung Blue, and he's going to be able to make some hook calls as well to help them out with that.
Yeah, and of course we've seen LMQ not only first pick the Thresh, they played it twice already. We talked about how more outside of the laning phase was able to set up a lot of team, but make some big plays here.
Both of their wins, Moore's had Thresh. So.
Exactly. Well, 2 games they've played as well, so they've really, I mean, it's been the #1 pick for him. Hart can take it now. Ban away the Nami themselves, and Kha'Zix being locked in. It's often what we see when Lee Sin is banned. The other team will instantly just grab the Kha'Zix as the 2 top-tier picks, because nobody in Singapore so far has been playing Rengar. I know that Spirit can play it, but we haven't seen it yet.
One thing we do know is Vasily absolutely loves Tristana if this gets locked in. Will very much have a comfort pick. No Name was brought into question, honestly. Maybe his play style coming into this tournament. He had a rough time over at the PAX qualifiers.
Yeah.
But he has got himself on that Kha'Zix. Maokai, of course, did slip through the cracks.
Wow.
It is going to get locked in for Acorn in that top lane. Riven was picked earlier on. Will it be locked in again?
So this Maokai pick here should mean LMQ can run Rumble into it, but we might see Samsung Blue put a lot of effort on trying to shut him down one-on-one in the laning phase with Spirit camping this top lane here. What we have seen so far from Samsung Blue is you can tell by their warding where do they put their focus. If Spirit goes to the top lane and put a lot of deep wards, we know he's going to camp the top lane. They can do it against Rumble. We saw Lep being shut down by Wicked and Shook in the last game. And once you fall behind, you are still pretty useful, but then as long as you can dodge around the team fights, well, in the mid-game at least, Rumble suddenly lose some of his power.
See, the J4 was brought in against Fnatic from Samsung Blue. Spirit felt quite good on it. 2-2-3, not a bad score, but it does initiate their go-ahead fight. They love to get those late-game team fight in. Impeccable at just winning those fights and being able to take more after it. And a Braum we see coming in.
Yeah,
Pepper will be happy.
Pepper will be happy. Finally, we get to see it here, actually. So Samsung Blue side, a lot of engaged already. You have the Jarvan, you have the Maokai, you can dive onto the back line. But Rumble wants people who dives to the back line and then he puts his ulti down behind them and he zones away their own back line and you just take out the tanks because nobody else can do any damage due to the Rumble ult. LMQ here should be pretty happy about this matchup in the top lane, but Samsung Blue must have a plan to try and shut down shut down Ackerman in the early game. Would be kind of weird if Vasily played the Rumble.
Well, they've built themselves a brick wall in the form of Maokai and Jarvan. Let's see where the damage is going to come from. Will it be the Twitch for Deft? Will it be the Yasuo for Dade? Deft looking to possibly switch over to the Corki. Yasuo is locked in for Dade in that mid lane.
Such a standard combo from Samsung Blue, though. Very, very strong in these 5 versus 5 team fights. You have a lot of hard engage. You have good scaling into the late game with Yasuo and Maokai. Corki will fall off into the late game compared to Tristana, but then you have some mid-game power now. You need that mid-game power against the likes of a Rumble. And LMQ side, they have the Rumble for mid-game, but both Fizz and Tristana actually want to go to the late game before they really want to start fighting. So we might see a bit of a different playstyle from LMQ. But they do still have this Rumble here for this mid-game power spike.
And overall, we have to question if Samsung Blue has shaken off the loss earlier. We saw Deft very affected by that emotionally. Dade as well, the pressure on him to not perform like last Worlds, and something that's coming into the light there.
It was a big part in why he was switched in teams. He went across to Samsung Blue. He is, as far as we know, one of the main players on there, though, of course, communication-wise, we have no idea how it goes in game. We know how it goes outside of game, and he's a very quiet person in himself. I just wonder how much that loss may have affected him personally.
I mean, obviously, if he thinks back to Worlds last year, it was horrible for him. He became a bit of a laughing stock in career, but he's definitely been picking it up this year. He's been actually one of the shot callers as well for the team in-game. We had the feature on him where he was talking about how
he's the general.
He's the general, and he's the guy who's going to yell louder than everyone else in the game because he wants to win.
And don't walk next to him because he'll probably slap you, apparently. So we'll see this coming in before the champs start littering the Rift. Tweet at LOL Esports with either the hashtag SSB win or LMQ win. And we'll update the poll once we are into the game. Almost there, and looking at Xiao in the mid lane. No regular season plays on Fizz, so we're going to see what he can pull out here on the world stage.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the mid lane as well. Of course, Xiao has performed impeccably so far at Worlds. Questioned, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ranked at the bottom as well by very own Monte Cristo at the start of this one. But as of yet, he has performed fantastically well. We'll see how his Fizz matches up to Dade's Yasuo. It isn't going to be a very tough challenge for them. LMQ, can they keep their perfect record? Can they go 3-0 in this group that many had them finishing bottom of the table?
Yeah, and both teams in this game here running some very, very strong teamfight comps, and it's what we're used to seeing from both teams. They want to fight, they want to get in your face, and Xiao actually, when he played Assassins earlier in the split, he would often actually go and start split pushing later on, and now he's going to have a one-on-one against Dade in the late game in a potential split push, and Fizz scales so well. He's going to get an hourglass as well, and you have this one-shot potential going into the late game as a Fizz.
I love it, the story of these games. Mid lane and mid game coming out of everything for these groups. A lot of power from those. We've seen a lot of the AD carries be the beneficiaries of these fights and being able to clean them up. We'll see if Vasily can do that. Resets for LMQ with Kha'Zix and Triss, so that's going to play into their fight style.
One great ulti here from Ackerman. He gets the backline from Samsung Blue low, and suddenly you can see both No Name and Vasily jump in, get the first kill, get their reset, and use that to simply clean up the fight here. So we're going to see a lot of action in these team fights here, both teams. Some very explosive ones. Not a lot of engage on the side of LMQ. In that sense, they kind of want Samsung Blue to jump onto them and then use the Rumble to separate the Samsung Blue team and single out targets. You have single target damage from the Fish, you have it from the Tristana and from the Kha'Zix here. So the Rumble is going to be so important. Split up Samsung Blue, get the small skirmish, get the isolation damage, and then just burst down a target at a time.
Samsung Blue making the push on the red buff while Spirit takes his own. So this is going to be a double red buff start for Samsung Blue, and that's going to steal a lot away from No Name early on in this game.
And that's what happens when you have the lane swap here and one team makes an aggressive move on your buff and the other team simply sits in the lanes. You will pretty much every single time lose a buff. So great start by Samsung Blue. They get a lane swap against Rumble as well. Rumble can do fine. Oh, sorry. Marker can do fine in a one-on-one. Ackerman, we've seen this before. Just sitting in the bush, getting XP. Don't tell anyone. If Samsung Blue didn't watch the NALCS, they won't know the trick.
Uh-oh. Who doesn't watch? No, actually. That finds him. Red buff to death as well, so he's going to take a little bit more damage than he would like to in this one. What did Hart take? Looks like he did take the play first.
Oh, the Ignite's gone down. He's going to try and kill him out. So it will force him very low. He's got to go back to base.
He's going to go back to base. He couldn't stay in the lane anyway here. Samsung Blue, though, because they actually did the red buff, I'm not sure if they got a free started up in this top lane. Oh, I see. Will push down towards LMQ, and that's why you also see Akon and Spirit instantly joining the top lane. They can ward in the lane now, already have a place by Hard. And if someone from LMQ walks into the lane to try and pick up all this lovely farm being pushed into the tower, because Samsung has to bounce it off, they will die.
Seeing that Ignite down to the top lane, so a little bit of pressure relief there. They've brought it now to the bottom. That more on Braum.
Oh, Ackerman, you need to be careful, mate. That is not the place for you to be at the moment.
But he just wants to get back to lane and farm. Dade, Xiao going back and forth, trading evenly on that first one. Lane trying to stay pushed a little bit here so Dade doesn't get hit up into the turret. Xiao going aggressive. Ooh. Not what he wanted to take that tower shot. Whoa, early Dragon aggro trade here. We're going to see if LMQ can quickly put this one in their favor.
Just the correct response here by LMQ. They know there's 4 members in the top lane because the wave was pushing in here and they wanted to make sure they could deny Rumble. And obviously that means early Dragon for LMQ here. Samsung Blue should have the timer. They know it's going down. They know it's happening. And can just time it. That's them valuing experience over getting the early gold here from the Dragon.
One big difference in this mid lane between Xiao and Dade is the fact that Dade's come in equipped with the exhaust, and of course this is Ignite for Xiao. There is an exhaust on LMQ, but it is on more, so it's not going to be useful until they do finally group up for those team fights later on. Bit of a buddy system required, I think. Ackerman has finally sauntered off and said,
Same deal.
Can you help me out, buddy? I'm kind of lacking in experience. Uh-oh, they are setting a trap here. And I got a feeling that Moore's going to walk into
the sword ward. The sword
placed on top of his face.
Oh, that actually saved LMQ here. They were about to run under the tower because, again, Deft is pushing it into the tower over and over. So the gank, once again, from Samsung Blue, not actually paying off.
That was a great idea by Blue as well. They timed the minion wave on their side on the bottom so it wouldn't be seen, but like we said, Braum being there at the time. Not mentioned before, as we get a little bit of action in the mid lane. Level 5 to not. That's right, the Ignite's still there. Flash is down, just used from Dade. Back and forth, there's the exhaust. And a 3v4 fight in the top lane. Ackerman very low. One last attack to him, but somehow he limps away from the fight. Action right out of the gate.
And again, he saves his flash up in this top lane here. He knew he could escape. Samsung Blue want to zone LMQ away from this tower. Meanwhile, though, down his bottom lane, Vasili's just saying, I can just sit here and farm forever.
Yeah, it's working out great for him. Vasily just getting all of the experience. You can see he's just hit level 5. He's got the edge over Def so far. Still equal in farm, but he is soaking up all of that experience. The hook lands on Moore. He has to pull away from this one. A great play this time around from Hart. Can they lock down that first blood? Unbreakable. Is it enough to keep him away? Spirit takes 2 towers.
Oh, no name.
No name comes in. He has to flash away. And now, LMQ, they're going to keep on pushing.
The turret finally went down, so they can actually exit through this way. That was huge for them. It is coming in. That's going to be Acorn. Locks down Ackerman. He didn't use Flash earlier, but it looks like he's going to be going down this time. And Perseverance pays off for Blue in the top lane.
And Samsung Blue here, they don't even care about Vasily sitting in this bottom lane farming. They wanted the tower, traded for the dragon, and also Acorn getting an experience lead against Ackerman. It's all about shutting down this Rumble as much as you can early on. This was why they left it open. This was why they picked the Maokai into it as well, because they wanted to lane swap and just deny him as much farm as possible.
While this is all happening, we've had this duel going on in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Both have burned Flash, both have burned the Exhaust and Ignite, so it's all summoner spells down. It's just a straight up brawl between Xiao and Dade. They keep fighting. Oh, John the Waters completely misses. This time around, Xiao got out. There's the ultimate. Wayfall tricks as well. The South lane is chasing. He's going to catch on to one to behind. He gets away. Ackerman comes in. He's taken low. Unbreakable from Moore, just about stopping the damage. Death Sentence land pulls him in. Dade taking low, slides out the way. No names in trouble. He goes down, and it is all going Pete Tong for Samsung Blue.
They're winning all the small fights here. Samsung Blue once again get out ahead. They have 2 kills on the mark early on. They got a kill on Dade as well. Xiao managed to stay alive. The sapling didn't actually get him.
Just calm down. Everybody calm down. Wow, what an amazing start to this game. Blue, you figure they were playing against white here with the amount of aggression we just saw in the early game. Let's see this again because this fight was incredible. That wall to start as well.
So LMQ also should know the fact that Samsung Blue can move their members from the top lane down towards this mid lane here and surprise them, or should actually be able to surprise them. Yet they come down here, they keep taking the fight, they win it once again. Xiao was already gone. Dade come in, get a last hit. Actually managed to get him down. Then Samsung Blue just finished it up, but LMQ right here, they should have known Samsung Blue could move from the top lane. They just killed the tower down to this mid lane.
Dade with the last ditch effort to get himself out, and he does safely. Wow, Def putting down a lot of damage there. Safety from Hart brought in with the Dark Passage shield, so they stay safe and they keep this lane pushed. They are down a bit in CS from everything that's been happening. Everybody that's been kind of called out of the lane. Moore with a nice Unbreakable keeps that from hitting Vasily. They keep the farm under the turret quite nicely. Back to this mid lane. There's a blue buff on Xiao, but you can see Dade not afraid to trade with that cooldown Fizz, and it looks like he's going to put him on a skewer right now. Jump the Waters comes out. Beautiful job on dodging the Trickster. The last dash to get out, and Dade is seeing these things way before he needs to make them happen, and that's why he's always in the right spot.
Just dancing around on the minions here, getting out of tough situations. Didn't have his flash. Bottom lane though, more action.
Oh, Vasily having to jump away from that one. Dodge sidesteps. The stun goes on to Hart. They try and follow him up here. It's a good turn around from Def though, and they will keep him at bay right now. This game It's teetering on the edge, a lot of aggression. And again, Dade slides on through. Zhao, he's being baited into it. Gets caught out with the ultimate. Spirit comes around, but a playful trickster again from Zhao gets him to safety.
When you have two melee champions in this mid lane, they're just constantly gonna fight it. They're gonna keep doing it throughout the entire game long, because they're the ones who are gonna face each other in split push as well, if they want to go for it. It's not over yet between Xiao and Dade.
Dade also looking to put down those kills, improve himself once again. Yasuo, something he's going to be able to do that on. And we see now Spirit looking to make some deep moves for the team. At least get the wards in to create some opportunities for themselves. You see wards also coming out from more. Everybody kind of chills out for a second. We had a lot of action.
Look at the focus on all the deep wards here from Samsung Blue. Let's see what Ackerman can do. He's 2 levels behind in this top lane.
Yeah, overheating, can't do a great deal. It's a big difference between him and Acorn because, as you said, he's 2 levels behind. All the kills went Acorn's way early on, which is kind of alleviated and going to mitigate that little spike that Rumble would have got normally over the Maokai, but instead he's way ahead in build right now.
And it was basically just Samsung Blue.
Yep.
With this top lane swap and focusing on constantly just making sure Ackerman could never go to the lane. I mean, he didn't farm the jungle. The only thing he did was walk down to drag and take it. Again, it doesn't give him a lot of XP compared to getting minion experience in the lane here. And Samsung Blue, all the focus was just on shutting him down early.
And we can see it's not just Lep that gets consideration on Rumble when they play it. It's just been too strong, if not taken down a notch in the early game. With the Dragon alive right now, Blue, with their fight prowess, is going to take it to LMQ, put something else on their plate.
And it's just great timing. I mean, there's no ulti for Ackerman. He's not level 6 either. He can't really join a fight, which means Samsung Blue can take the first dragon here. Def just taking down his bottom. Doesn't even have to join. Just needs to be there for safety. And LMQ have to give up the dragon. The Rumble is too far behind. Let him farm. Let your Fizz farm as well. But notice all the deep wards we've seen from Samsung Blue here. To spot out No Name. And especially in this top lane, one of them just disappeared. They want to make sure No Name couldn't sneak in and have a lane gank onto Acorn out there and help Ackerman come back in the game.
Samsung Blue are continuing to push their advantage. Ball hooked in. They're going to follow through on this one. And Breakable comes around the side. He just hops to safety on Vasily. Bit of a unanswered aggression between the jungler and support there. LMQ, meanwhile, sweep out the wards and play it safe for now.
With Samsung Blue, they got everything they wanted to do right here with the invade. Place 2 more deep wards. Once again, you can spot where LMQ is going. You can see if they are rotating to a lane easily. You can even try and get a pick in the jungle. Samsung Blue right now is basically just putting full focus on warding in the jungle of LMQ, getting as much information as possible, and then you can make the aggressive plays in the other lanes.
Aggression indeed. This looks like the mid turret could be taking quite a lot of hits as
gone.
4 members of Samsung Blue group to the mid lane here. LMQ is forced to react and adapt, but they're not even the step close to do it. Deft here in the bottom lane, just letting the experience go to waste that would be Vasily's. He's going to be taking this turret down as well and gets that gold for staying in range.
Yeah, Blue know they have the numbers advantage because, again, Ackerman is forced to sit in top lane and farm. They can see Vasily down his bottom lane and they had the ward to spot anyone else on LMQ. Just move in. Fizz can wave clear when you're already pushing on the tower and take it down.
Zhao needs to get a couple more items before he can start creating problems for Dade, who seemingly has his number early on in this stage. They are keeping themselves even in farm right now. LMQ trying to counter with something here, but there's not a lot for them to take, honestly. They're pushing down the bottom. They're going to take on Deft.
That's going to be a teleport as well. Already down here is Acorn. Deft tries to go back the other way. It doesn't look like he's going to get out of this situation alive. Will go down. Good play by the bottom lane of LMQ to get a little bit back.
And we have seen this before from Deft during this World Championship. I mean, the guy is staying so far up his lane and nobody else from Samsung Blue is nearby to help him. Nobody else is in a position to push a lane, which means it's completely risk-free for LMQ to walk down, kill him. No other lane is going to get pressured at the same time. So that was just, once again by Deft, greedy play, being over-aggressive in his positioning.
Actually, that teleport from Ackerman now down on that play. Acorn hanging out in the top lane, being a tree, doing what he can to keep his farm up, and then even have to join that fight. And they're going to keep themselves going in each lane. Ackerman goes back to the top lane to keep his farm going. Down 20 there, trying to pick up after all that pressure in the early game.
He should definitely have canceled his teleport. He didn't need to go down there now. It's on cooldown. He didn't even get an assist because obviously Death knew he was going to die. He could definitely have saved it, and put a bit more focus on the farming. But again, if you could pick up a kill, maybe come back in the game.
It's one fast Braum.
Yeah, he needs to be hot-footed as well because there was a death sentence coming his way that now we're winding it up. Hart sticking around in this bush for a very long time without any support right now. He's all on his own in that jungle. And now, No Name's going to find him. He forces him away. He has got support in terms of Acorn now. He's going to keep him around. Got back up in that jungle. He has quickly.
Doing what he can.
Oh, wow. Ulti.
Whoa. Samsung Blue still wants those fights, and they're going to try to go for it. Chum the Waters. He almost walks it back into the team. A little bit of a misplay by Spirit, but it looks like they are able to kind of recuperate here, get themselves into a safe spot. You see the pressure from
Look at this
Steph
bot lane, though.
in the bottom lane.
He's just pushing it. He wasn't even part of the fight. It was only 4 members from Blue and 4 members from LMQ. Ackerman was sitting in the top lane as well.
After that Triforce finished up, so he's going to be able to take down these turrets if nobody pays him attention. More coming down here with Vasily as well. Great shots, and those are the skill shots we talk about, Def. Being able to hit, see if you can keep dodging them throughout the game here.
Yeah, and once you get your Trinity Force completed on Corki, you just...
Wow, there's a dodge for you.
You hit such a big mid-game power spike, and Retrostana is going to be very, very weak. So Vasily is going to need some time. If he wants to try and one-on-one with someone like Death, he's going to have to go to late game.
So, Dali backs off. He continues his pressure on them. Oh, look at this. They're setting up. Vasily caught that, hooked in. He's going to go down. Oh, is he? The rocket jump. No, Def comes in, finishes the job.
All about the lane ward here, placed by Samsung Blue a few minutes ago. Using it, waiting for Vasily to move down. You land an easy hook. He's not expecting it, and you get the kill.
And look why he thinks he's safe. There's wards all around there, but they were just setting up shop, cooking s'mores in the tri-brush for quite a while, so Vasily walked right into that one, didn't get any s'mores for himself. 4-1, 16 on the clock right now. We're already up to second tier turrets. No turrets yet for LMQ. They have been playing it a bit safe.
The group of death is absolutely living up to his name right now. Opening things up. If Samsung Blue were to take a victory, it would put both of these teams at 2-1. Long way to go for that one. Look at the amount of ping wars. Every single member of Samsung Blue picks one up. They lock in. Xiao Zhao slides away. But Acorn on his own, forcing that 2v1 and forcing LMQ to respect them.
Yeah, trying to see if you can force a summoner away from LMQ here because Dragon is spawning. We're going to have a big fight for it. All the ping wards here by Samsung Blue can be used around this Dragon to secure it, get full control of it, and then LMQ has to walk into your face into a bad situation where you can easily engage onto them. The Yasuo can jump in and you have the Corki with Trinity Force and a Magic Pen Boots completed now.
LMQ is trying to bring the greens to the table. The vision wards for them as you see them littering their inventory. See how much these are placed down. Just a few coming in from Samsung Blue to make sure they have the ground they want before they probably start the fight before the Dragon. I'm sure that'll happen first.
A lot of poke though from Death.
Oh no!
Oh,
No Name. Very, very low on that one. Moore's gonna have to put up Unbreakable, throws down the Glacial Fissure, but he will still be taken down by Dade.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes the hook onto Ackerman, throws down a nice equalizer in the bottleneck of the jungle towards that bottom lane, but it's not gonna be enough. Samsung Blue is on a rampage.
And once again, they are in control of this jungle here. They know where all the members from LMQ are, so Death can just move in, land some good poke. The rest of Samsung Blue can engage in, get the kills they want, get the Dragon again, and just keep the lead.
Dragon Blue very much in control here. Dragon goes their way. It's a 6,000 gold lead, and you've got to start worrying for LMQ. They seem a little bit lost when these fights break out.
So again here, LMQ, I mean, Samsung Blue know where every single member is. They know Fizz is not there for the fight, so they can go in, start it, get the first few kills. Now Xiao joins in together with Ackerman. Nice hook coming in from Mark. And that's a good ulti here. I mean, you get a lot of members low, but nobody can follow up because you've already lost the team fight.
Just getting stronger and stronger now with a 6,000 gold lead. Still 0 turrets have fallen on the side of Samsung Blue. All 3 on the outside here for LMQ, which only means, as we've been seeing, Samsung Blue putting down the forward wards more and more, slowly moving up that line of pinks as much as they can.
Yeah, and LMQ right now, they only have the Rumble, who's going to be strong in these mid-game fights, and he's even been shut down from the start of the game. Every single member is currently weaker than Samsung Blue, and they can't really go for the fight.
Oh, wow. Ultimate call once again. Dade moves on in, tries to get himself another kill with more. Sapling touches down.
It was a
The
blue buff.
landing damage as well that manages to pick it up.
Why are you trying to fight for the blue buff here? You know you're weaker. You just want to buy time at the moment. I mean, look at Xiao. He's been forced to delay his Lich Bane because he needs some armor. He doesn't have it completed yet. He can't fight. At the same time, Vasily only sits on 50.
Oh!
Ackerman going down as well.
He is dead.
The equalizer only said I'm easier to fight right there for
going for
coming in. Nice try out of Dade. He tries to get a few back and forth, gets himself taken down, but at what cost? They're going to lose this bottom turret and clean up a minion wave. Not going to be working out too well. Samsung Blue definitely coming out bigger on that one. And they are now going to have a 8,000 gold lead. Almost 20 minutes into the game, a lot of those item spikes missing from LMQ's mid-game where they want those spikes. Dragons aren't going to be in their favor, and they're being hit all on the side of Samsung Blue.
And this is honestly a solid response from Samsung Blue. Oh no. No. They are completely caught out of position. Vasily leaps away. Is the rocket jump enough? No. Def manages to lock him down. The teleport comes in, but I think that's just going to be another victim for Samsung Blue. Ackerman joins the fight. In they go. Slides on through. Triple kill for Def. Thank you very much. It is all too easy for the Korean team right now.
Not over yet. I mean, that 4 wards in this bush here. That's what you need.
Oh no, there you go. They spotted him out there. Is the Penta available? It's a long way off. I don't think it's going to work out.
You don't have enough sweepers to put out the amount of wards that Blue is just putting in each brush. Deft over the wall, looking for these kills still. No Name was not able to get out. The bug goes flat. Is it going to be the inside the park Penta here coming in? Xiao would be the last one. The 3 before, the 2 now. And that is the extended Penta for Deft.
And LMQ at the moment, I mean, obviously they are so far behind. They cannot win these fights here. It was all due to Samsung Blue shutting down Ackerman in the start. He never got going. He could never get to this point where we could have the first dragon fight. Perfect ulti from him, get some targets low, then suddenly Xiao could pick up the kills he needed to snowball him on the face. We're just going to see it again. Setting up a trap here. LMQ's like, okay, let's just push the tower. They already recalled. Nope, they didn't. Managed to finish the Vasily here. Def is so strong on this Cork in this mid-game and can just clean up the fight.
The ability for Samsung to read these, know that they're going to get everything in their favor is incredible. It looks like these plays are happening without any thought to hesitate.
Diving on in there. As I was about to say, they are out really answering the critics very well. Of course, that loss to Fnatic will absolutely have upset them. And of course, their Korean fans back at home. They would have definitely put a gigantic question mark. But Samsung Blue, their early game has been impeccable in this game. They are now 14-2 up with a gigantic 11,000 gold lead. Just 22 minutes into this one. More just being pursued and pushed out of his own jungle. Vasily, he dare not wander from his lane.
We really do see Samsung Blue with a different style compared to what they did against Fnatic. Where they were like, okay, we're 2 members here, you're 5 members, let's go for the fight anyway. Oh, we lost it. We lost our tower as well, and we lost the game. I mean, in this game here, they made sure they had the numbers advantage. They made sure they could always take the right fights. They had wards placed, picked up the kills, got the poke in from the Corky.
And this is with LMQ getting a lot of the champions that they like to play, barring Xiao on this Fizz. More pushed onto Braum. He has as many games as he does on Thresh. 8-2 over his 7-3 Thresh, so he's very comfortable on this Braum. It's just been Samsung Blue playing impeccably throughout this entire game. You can see they want more fights. The Talisman of Ascension finished out here for Heart so they can keep things going. I don't see a disengage in the near future for them. They are engaging everything that they can.
And just taking full control again of the jungle. Keep talking about how, again, these teams, when they get the lead in the mid-game, they go into the enemy jungle, place all the wards, and then you can just start moving between lanes. I mean, look the way they've positioned themselves. Darted down this bottom lane, has his blade completed, did go in 10-second item, wanted to get some one-on-one power, some split pushing power, and then Akon teleport as well, or almost teleport. Let's see though, LMQ, they're looking for the fights.
Jump the Waters will go through, but it just simply is dragged out of. Spirit disengages on that one. LMQ tried to collapse, tried to create just something out of nothing on Samsung Blue, but they are so well equipped, so well covered in terms of vision. Now Heart going looking. He's looking towards Xiao, and Dade just comes on around and puts pressure on! Deft finds another victim. 8-1-4 now on that Corky.
definitely turning his game around from earlier, guys. It's absolutely incredible. We said the emotions we saw out of Deft were quite strong, but he has put those aside. The coaches obviously helping a lot with the Korean teams to settle their players, understand what the problem was, and then display that, portray it to them in a way that they can then use in the game.
I mean, he probably felt he lost the game against Fnatic because he was caught so many times by Charms from Xpeke, and it was a bad game from him. Yesterday, he was also caught out of position in one of the games. They did manage to win it, but still, we saw some shaky performance from Deft, who's normally the guy known as like the god of positioning and the god of team fights. Definitely stepping up in this game. He only had one mistake where he actually ended up dying, but the rest have been pretty solid.
Currently, Samsung Blue move in, clean out the Dragon, continue their dominance. 5-0 in towers, full control. LMQ, they are pushing towards the Baron, unsure whether they were going for it themselves. Way too early for them to try and push it. They don't have the power right now. Only one item completed on the majority of members of LMQ. They are so far behind in terms of gold, in terms of power, in terms of everything. They have just been outplayed and outsmarted by Samsung Blue so far in this game.
Yeah, Samsung Blue right now should just set up wards around this Baron here, force LMQ to walk out and face JQ, take the fight, kill them, take the Baron, and push into the base. They are so far ahead. They have so many items completed already here. I mean, there's no mid-game left for Samsung Blue. They're already way into the late game with their items.
The ability for Dade to put a quick silver sash in already. We see Xiao knowing they're a little bit behind, puts the blue elixir in quite early to try and get an extra spike in his damage throughout these fights. It's going to be Samsung Blue starting up with the Baron. Looks quite dark in the eyes of LMQ as they approach.
But they have to try and go for this fight here and go for the steal. They're going in.
The equalizer goes down. Is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. No Name gets just massacred off of the side there. Vasily now focused on. He has to rocket jump away, but Def finds himself another victim. Comes in, goes up, gets a second, gets a third. Scumbag Dade gets in there and gets himself on the board though. It's a 4-0. Such a clean fight for Samsung Blue. Kind of what you'd expect from a team so far ahead.
Yeah, again, exactly what we just talked about before. Set up the Baron, started, force LMQ to come and face check you and just jump them, clean them, kill this Baron here, go towards the base.
A complete turnaround from the game we saw earlier, and it looks like Samsung Blue begins to tighten their stranglehold onto LMQ here. 47,000, which is going to go up quite a bit with this Baron. Probably hitting 50 on the mark to 32.7. So just a matter of time before they continue in. Oh, Hart getting caught out here. Not even going to need the fish on that one, but is Deft going to try to answer back without the vision? Doesn't feel like he wants it, and he just is outside of the spikes. Oh, man.
Here.
They're going to try and put him down. Xiao, is it going to be enough? But the Sonya's Hourglass Nest has so much damage. Acorn comes in to support him. They're going to turn this around in a 2v4 situation. He comes in, manages to lock the twist and advance. It's a double for Deft. They continue to push on through. The regeneration of the Baron and the power of the lifesteal is working so well. Vasily has to use the buster shot to force them away. And Danny comes around the side and locks him down.
And now Samsung Blue can just push into the base here. They got the kills they wanted, they got the picks here. LMQ, they had to try something, so they just went for a few kills. They didn't have an option. I mean, you can't just sit back in your base and wait for Samsung Blue to finish. They had to go for some kills. Didn't work out.
The definitive moves coming out now when Samsung, either white or blue, knows they have the lead. They put the pedal to the metal and they do not stop. Something, you know, we saw from LMQ in the North American LCS, coming back dragon after dragon. They pretty much go through the batting order to keep fighting, but it just seems like Samsung Blue on a whole different level as they bring around the batting order 3 or 4 times here to keep these fights going.
Currently, Samsung Blue pushing on through. 28 minutes in this game, and look at that, they do make mistakes. Double pink ward placed.
What does it mean?
I mean, we saw 4 wards in one bush as well. I mean, clearly tactics.
Oh, No Name having to use his ultimate to get out of dodge there. Samsung Blue trying to hook in towards him. Xiao trying to create any pressure that he can, but it is so hard when you're this far behind. You dare not lose their base right now. That middle inhibitor will be respawning soon. And there's one saving grace, and of course Hart's Baron buff was worn off, but on a single skill shot was landed. It's with the 2 support.
We have to consider the next time these guys face off, it's going to be different. LMQ has played this group, the group of death, very well and can still find themselves in a 1 or 2 spot. Doesn't look like Samsung Blue wants any of that nonsense, though. They go right in onto Moore so he cannot help heal for the team. And LMQ is trying to find the fountain because anywhere inside their base is not safe right now.
Deft is looking for a high score record, I think. 14 kills in one game so far. Absolutely ripping LMQ apart. And those rockets have been absolutely on point finding that mark. He's just going to look to peel across the side there. Ackerman not going to fall for it. One Nexus turret goes down. The second will follow. Here they go. Can he get more kills? There's one as he goes legendary once again. Gets himself the double. Tries to get Vasily on the fountain. Doesn't quite have the damage to pour on towards him. He desperately wants to pick up one more. But it is 16 kills for Deft in the end. And a dominant victory for Samsung Blue over LMQ.
And they just completely snowballed from the early game here. The Rumble pick was what LMQ had in the mid game to kind of power them up and get them into this late game on the Fizz, on the Tristana. Samsung Blue, they knew it. They put all the focus from level 1 on shutting him down with the lane swap here, denying any possible farm options and kept him down.
You know, we were looking at this game earlier on when we saw Fnatic take down Samsung Blue, and we were a little bit fearful of the backlash potential from Samsung Blue. And that man right there, Deft, he was in tears, distraught at the loss to Reckless, who he looked up and respected, named himself Reckless in the Korean solo queue, but a 16-1-6 turnaround.
Absolutely incredible. It's so much credibility to these players, as well as we said before, the coaches that are able to calm them down, let them know this is the way, that's the way, this is what went wrong. And Deft, that was 100% flip from what we saw in the last game. Perfect positioning, all the Reddit threads we saw coming true, the dodging, the skill shot giving.
Especially
that was the Deft we were hearing about.
It all just worked out well. I mean, they knew that Ackerman was going to be going with Rumble. It's the third time he's picked it in 3 games.
Right.
If one team or one country knows what to do against the Rumble, it is Korea. They were the ones that just championed it for so long throughout Season 3 and Season 2 beforehand. They knew exactly what was coming. They countered it perfectly, and they just completely put him out the game.
And again, they knew, Rumble, mid-game, we need to shut you down. The rest of the members have to go late game here to be stronger than us. And as soon as Rumble was shut down, they could just take dragon fights, they could poke away, and just be so strong as they were here, especially Deft on this Corki. Trinity Force, get some magic pen on your boots, and suddenly you could just become a god. You can kill everyone, 1v2, 1v3, it doesn't even matter. And I love the fact every single member from Samsung Blue after the game walked up to him, started cheering, gave him a hug, and was like, hey, good job, man, you're back now. This was very important for him, that he bounced back. It was very, very clear, and the rest of the team knew it as well.
A very strong game indeed.